Hi, welcome to BONITA'S Kitchen and thank you for joining me. Well, I'm excited here today to share with you a recipe that's seasonal, of course, or you could make it in the middle of the winter if you add some frozen rhubarb. Today we were gifted these delicious rhubarb from a friend, and we were gifted these wild cherries last year from one of our neighbors, and I'm so excited to share this recipe with you for a rhubarb and cherry jam. So if this interests you and you'd like to know more about it, stick around and let's get started. So first off, what we're going to do, these cherries, wild cherries that was gifted last year, I was super excited. This is about 2 cups. These still got the stones inside. They're frozen, so I'm not going to add any water. But if I was using fresh cherries, I would put about 1/4 cup of water. But right now I'm going to put this on my stove top and get it start cooking. And I'm going to put my bottles, my mason jars, in some water and get them water bath to sterilize them to get them ready for this jam. So now I got the bottles over in the water bath, and now what I'm going to do is chop these rhubarbs up in little chunks. Usually I got frozen rhubarb when we lived in Newfoundland and Labrador. I used to raid my mom's garden, and this year we just planted one big bush of rhubarb, and Raymond will show you that one. And I'm hoping that maybe before this year is out, he's going to look like my mom's. Do you think? Yeah, so that's what I'm hoping. But these here was gifted to us by one of our neighbors, and I'm super excited to share that with you. And this is called a strawberry rhubarb. Some people call it different names, but I always call it strawberry rhubarb because that's what my dad called it. When he said when it had a red outer coat. And so that's all we need to do there. We need about 2 cups of cherries and 2 cups of rhubarb, or you can just make as many as you want.
Fill your boots.
Yeah, if you want more cherries, more rhubarb to make a big old batch of jam, you go right ahead and do it. Now just look at these delicious little rhubarb. Now we just planted them just a few weeks ago, so I'm hoping by the end of this summer we're going to be able to pull them. Yeah, this may be a little more than 2 cups here. Of course it is. I got 3 sticks of rhubarb, and they're quite big, but I want to make a little extra to give some gifts out there today to my family. We're going to go to the stovetop and start checking on those cherries to get those stones out of it, and then we can move on to the jam. So I've got all my tools here ready, you know, for scooping in that jam into the bottles. And I got a sift there with a bowl because those cherries I got to take out just to get the pits out. And remember when I said if they're fresh berries or cherries, you could put water in it, but if it's frozen, don't. You can see the liquid in there. So it got its certain amount of liquid that's going to come out, so you don't need to add any water. Just put it on a medium heat and just let it cook until you see the cherry starting to break away from the stone, if there's stones in it. If there's no stones in it, we'll talk a little bit about that. So I'm just going to let this cook until we see that.
And looks like your steam bath or whatever we
yeah, sterilizing the bottles. Yeah. I got them in some water. I don't have it totally full because the steam is going to help that. And I'm going to leave this here for about 20 minutes to do that. And then I'll take them off when I need them. We can leave them in that water bath. And that's all we need to do there. Keep that pan on that stove. So it's just galloping away there. Raymond, did you get a nice...
that was a good one.
A nice steam bath?
Yeah.
So I'm going to use the masher here just to see if I can pop those stones out quicker. I mean, certainly having it seedless is perfect. But in the real world, we go with what we got. And this is from somebody's tree. I ain't complaining. So fishing them out, I'm okay with. So that's about 2 cups of wild cherries, and you could use fresh ones you buy in the store if you don't have access to the wild ones. And just until you see the stones is coming out, then I'm going to pop it through this sieve so I can take those stones out. We don't want them in there. Pretty much I'm going to toss all of this in the sieve. I'm going to be still using the cherries. I don't know why I did that. But I'm going to have to fish those stones out. So
You just put 2 back in.
I just put 2 back in. I seen what I did there, Raymond. You know what? That is the way life goes. I'm going to be taking these out. It seems like it's going to be a long job because I want to have all of this cherries there as well in the jam. So I'm going to be doing that. You don't need to spend the next 5 minutes with me. I don't mind if there's a few cherries in there, stones in there.
I'll help.
Yeah, but I'll get the little fork there now and get them out. So that's pretty much it. That juice and all of this pulp is going back into the pot, and I'm going to be taking all of this rhubarb and putting in the pot as well, Raymond.
Okay.
That's good? All right then. So while I'm waiting, I'm going to toss all of this rhubarb. And again, you have as much rhubarb as you want. You can cook a big old pot of rhubarb if you want to. It's no biggie. I'm just showing you the ingredients for 2 cups of both. I'm going to be putting all of this juice, cherry juice, into this. Now, we know that the rhubarb is going to have some liquid as well, but because it's fresh, it's not going to have as much as the cherries because they were frozen. So I'm going to get this cooking and get the pits out there, and then we'll get moving along. So now there's a little bit of work to taking the stones out after, but if you can pit them before when you pick them from the trees. I didn't have time back when I was gifted this, so I got these all out now, ready to go back in with the rhubarb. I got the stones out, and again, easy breezy once you got it done. Let's get over to the pot. So now I'm going to take these delicious part cooked cherries and put them back in. Now if you see any more stones, you can take them out, but pretty much you'll get them for sure. You'll get them eventually. 1 cup of granulated white sugar is all I'm using into this. If you want to use different sugar, that's fine too. So now I'm going to let this start to cook, and I'll tell you how long for. So pretty much now what we're going to do, we're going to let this start to cook together anywhere from 20 to 30 minutes, stirring occasionally, and it could be less because sometimes the rhubarb, when it's fresh, it thickens quicker than if it's frozen, and of course our cherries was frozen, so we're dealing with both. I'm going to show you the stages, and then we'll get bottling these. Yum. Let the steam go away from you this time, Raymond.
Oh, thank you.
Now you can see that the jam is starting to thicken nice. I'm okay with it like this. I mean, there's ways to check to see if it's going to seal in your bottle or go thick in your bottle. It will, and you know what? This kind of jam you don't have to be too fussy about. I'm going to be putting in there about 1 slice of lemon, 1 wedge of lemon juice, and a lemon seed, of course. I didn't have enough seeds from the cherries, and that's just to give it that little citrus balance. We got the sweet, we do have the tartness from the cherries and the rhubarb. So I'm going to take this to my countertop now. Like you said, 20 minutes to 30 minutes. You gauge it, what works for you, depending on if you're using fresh rhubarb or frozen rhubarb. This is how delicious it looks. I still got a couple of more stones in there, but I'm going to take that out now in a little bit. I'm taking out a little scoop here and put over here for it to start to go to room temperature, because I got a nice piece, piece of bread there that I'm going to be putting some of that jam on. And now over here to the side, I got my jars, of course. They're all ready and they're blazing, of course. So I want to scoop this jam in there while they're hot so I can put them back on the water bath. So I'm going to start with those 4 jars first. I always put more jars than I need. And pretty much all you're going to do, as if you've seen videos that I've bottled jams before, and I do have a tutorial on our channel on how to seal the bottles in the bath after. So that's just usually 5 minutes in the hot water bath, and that's it. So right now you're going to fill these jars about 1 inch or ½ inch from the top, leaving this neck space, and then you'll clean around the top of the rim. Make sure there's no jam stuck to it, and I'll grab for a lid in a second. So now a lot of the times, and maybe you might have heard your moms tell you this, that when you're making jams and everything is hot, the bottle is hot, the lids are hot, and of course the liquid going into it is hot, you'll hear those little bottles pop. But if you want to keep them for a long time storage, then you need to seal them properly. If you only want them for gifts or just for short time storage, just do like that. Let them come to room temperature on your countertop like this. But that's all you need to do there. Yum. So now I'm going to take this out of the way and just go around the side. So 4 small bottles of these delicious jams. And this is a rhubarb cherry jam. And again, in the water bath, if you're going long term. If you're only going to be just making them for a treat for you and your family, and you're going to have it gone within a couple of weeks, no worries. Let it go to room temperature. Now I'm going to put them over in the bath, but before then, I'm getting this piece of bread with this cup of tea. So now I'm going to take some of this jam. Now just look at it. Can you see yourself putting this on some ice cream, putting it on with your jello, like your custard or anything? I mean, how delicious is this? A cracker, putting it out, whatever you want to use it with. But for me today, just look at this. A nice slice of bread. I'm going to have a taste.
No.
Yum.
I'm not going to be far beyond you.
Those delicious cherries. Now, can you see yourself having a slice of this bread today? Yum. I know Raymond can, and he's going to have it very shortly.
I got the coffee ready.
Oh my gosh. Drop the plate delicious. 2 thumbs up. I can just eat this jam on its own, scoop after scoop. I can't wait for you to make it. Get yourself some wild cherries, fresh cherries, it doesn't matter, with that rhubarb. And if you don't have rhubarb, knock on your neighbor's door and say, do you have rhubarb? Because you've got to have it. A well-hidden secret, that fruit. Yeah. I get to boil the kettle again and get a fresh pot of tea. This is it, is as good as it gets. I'm going to leave the message here on YouTube for you under this video, or on our website www.bonitaskitchen.com. You can send me a message at bonitakitchen@gmail.com if you can't find it. Of course, there's only those 3 simple or 4 simple ingredients, because the lemon is not very much, and you decide how much sugar you want to put in there and the type you want to use. Don't forget to visit us on our Facebook page. I'm going to put those jam over into that water bed again. Only keep it there for 5 minutes, take it out, leave it at room temperature till you hear the caps pop. Click, click, click. Then if you don't want to do that again, just keep them on your countertop. Let them come to room temperature and keep them in the fridge. And they'll keep there for a few weeks if you're only having them for a short time. Before we go, I'd like to do a big old shout out to our paid members. Thank you for supporting our channel. We'd like to thank each and every one of our viewers, our subscribers, and we welcome new subscribers. we're not going to take any more of your time. We surely know it's precious. So on behalf of myself,
And me, of course.
Raymond, and our team, and from our kitchen to yours,
Thank
you for joining us. And
You have a wonderful day.
I'm going to take the bread and join us.
And I'm going to chase big fun.
Toodaloo.
Toodaloo to you.
Always an open door. Bonita's kitchen to yours. Bonita's kitchen to yours.
If you're here in Newfoundland and Labrador, don't forget to visit beautiful Bay Roberts and join us again on Bonita's Kitchen.